Share the stream real quick. All right, I want you to listen to this.
So one of the largest and most influential tech conferences in the world, CES 2023, kicks off in Las Vegas today. And one area that's been getting a lot of attention is artificial intelligence. Microsoft is just one of the companies investing in this area. According to some reports, the company is planning to launch an AI-powered version of its search engine using a program called ChatGPT. So I want to bring in Pete Erickson. He'll be attending the conference, and I am personally very jealous. He's the founder of the tech company Motive. I've always wanted to go, and I got to figure out how to get there.
She's like an early adopter of everything, even the stuff that like you think is not going to be useful at all. She has it.
My basement is littered with the gadgets of great expectations.
So if y'all don't mind, guys, let me know what y'all think. What are your opinions? How would y'all react? How would y'all feel if y'all would have to pick a, if y'all would have to pick a lawyer that is an AI robot, or if y'all would have to sit in front of a judge that is a robot? What are y'all feelings? How would y'all feel? What would y'all reactions be?
Yeah, it's a graveyard.
I love it.
But let us talk about ChatGPT. That some people, a lot of people are talking about it. For some people, they've never heard of it before. So I need you to give people like a basic explainer and tell us why people are so excited about this.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for having me on. And people are excited about this technology because it's so disruptive. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So it's a very geeky name.
Damn, Transformer at that. Yo. Transformer.
But essentially what it does is it uses a lot of data from the internet, and it can have a conversation with us. We can ask it a question or a prompt, and it can give us a detailed answer. So this just got released in November by a company called OpenAI, and it's disruptive across a number of different industries.
So y'all heard it, right? This got released in November. All right.
Healthcare, education, entertainment, media, you name it. It's a highly disruptive technology.
So listen, we just got a cue producer, but I have to give people a brief little example because I think that's the best way, right? So I put into the prompt that I put into this was write a TV news story about the Consumer Electronics Show in the style of iambic pentameter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Right? The Consumer Electronics Show, a grand event held every year, brings to light the latest tech trends and showcases what's new and dear. This year's CES was no exception, as innovators from near and far descended on Las Vegas to share their ideas, products, and more. I didn't read that properly.
Let me see that.
I also asked it to do the exact same thing in the style of Shakespeare.
Read it. Read one line.
I'm just going to read the first line.
Oh, we got to hear this.
Good evening, fair citizens of the realm. We bring tidings from the Grand Consumer Electronics Show held annually in the glittering city of Las Vegas. What marvels have been unveiled this year. So
wait, hold on. What did you tell it to do?
I said, write a TV news story about the Consumer Electronics Show in the style of Shakespeare.
Wow.
That's just like parlor trick stuff.
Absolutely.
The real, there's so many different ways that this can be used, but one of the areas of concern is how it's going to be used in education. And I have a teacher friend who actually wrote on Facebook that he just identified an example of plagiarism because a student used this AI technology to write an essay.
That's right.
Can we talk about these concerns?
Sure. No, and there are valid concerns. And a lot of education systems, including in New York, have put a pause on students using ChatGPT. A lot of universities are doing the same thing. And really what they do is they have to assess how are we going to actually deal with this technology? And they're coming up with policies around the technology. So yes, you can have ChatGPT write a report. So if your history teacher says, I want a report on Shays Rebellion, well, ChatGPT could probably do that pretty well.
Yeah.
But it also opens up a lot of new opportunities in education. So generative AI can actually help teachers grade papers faster, right? Or develop lesson plans that are unique to students and their specific challenge areas. So while it's disruptive, and education systems are going to have to figure out how to deal with it. Yeah. There's also a wealth of new opportunities for teachers and education systems. And we all know how burned out teachers are and how their classroom sizes are getting bigger. So just maybe AI can actually help alleviate some of these challenges.
Yep. Very true.
So we're talking about some of the things that can be practically used. Like, in other words, I saw a piece from Chris Livesay in Rome, Italy, where he showed AI technology creating sculptures whole cloth on their own. I argued, of course, that there's soul in what an artist interprets. But that's just, again.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't even notice that the thing was on mute. But like I was saying, one thing is having an artificial intelligence robot sit here and teach you, and you ask it 2 and 2, like it's 2 and 2 4, like it's 5 and 5 10, like. And then there's another thing sitting here, having an AI artificial intelligence robot judge, determine where you're going to end up at. If you're going to have 10 years in jail, if you're going to have a life sentence, if you're going to be free, if you're not going to be free. Like, if you already think that some of these judges mess up when they do their rulings, imagine having an AI robot as your judge, or having one as a lawyer, one with no soul, no mind, nothing, like no feelings.
And parlor tricks, as you said, right? What are some of the things that we're not thinking about that can sort of make life better for civilization, and not just for like mom and dad?
And I wanted, this is a specific type of AI technology. It's not like Lensa where they, create the images.
Right.
This is about text. And this is why it's so disruptive, is that it's very well written text. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Well, I think that, if you take healthcare, for example, there's a doctor on Twitter that showcased how he wrote a letter to his insurance company to help get a heart procedure authorized. Yeah. And he used ChatGPT, and he said it did a fantastic job and really accelerated that process. So there's a small example of how, generative AI can help improve healthcare, or it can actually read, radiological, X-rays.
That's different. That's different. See, these are things that the robots are programmed to do and repeat. A judge isn't programmed. A judge has to sit here and think and determine and watch behavior, everything. A robot cannot read body language.
Really, really carefully. Now a radiologist can come in and see what the AI saw and maybe get more accurate information. So there are all kinds of ways that generative AI is going to improve healthcare, education, entertainment, and media, so that, screenwriters can actually have a generative AI helping them actually write better screenplays or better movies.
Could AI,
there is the human side of the art that's always going to be there.
So could AI take the totality of what our human understanding is, for example, around cancer and cancer research, and come up with something that we as human beings may have missed?
What AI can do is it can look at so much data that we can, terabytes and terabytes of data, and actually analyze that data for us. Yeah. Humans can't get through that much data. And it can spot things. But now, because it can do that, the humans can get to work on solving the problems. And that's what we do really well. We have intuition, and we have emotion, and we have intellect, and we have gut. AI doesn't have gut. We have that. And so I think what AI is going to do is it really helps us accelerate the time to market for things like cures for cancer or other diseases that we're really trying hard to understand and overcome.
Pete, that was such a good way to describe it, because I think there's a lot of people are fearful.
Yeah.
But yes. I think this is going to change kind of like our starting point. You're right. Now we don't have to do all this grunt work. Right. If we have really good, solid AI, we start on the.
There's a difference between an AI robot giving you medical information and helping you patch your body up, to a judge or a lawyer AI robot determining your life sentence, determining if you end up this amount of time in jail, or determining if you go free. There is going to be a lot of bull. And it's going to be a lot of bull. It is.
10th floor and work our way up instead of the basement.
Really interesting. Pete Erickson, thank you very much, Pete. Appreciate it.
Great to be here.
Shit is just crazy.
Next up, the Johnsons. When their water line broke, they paid.
Hey, listen, I would love to hear your honest opinions, whether, you hear it now in the chat, whether you catch the replay, anybody, coming in.